Hi everybody, it's Leonie from sale-a-bration. Thank you for joining me today. I have got this sweet card to show you how to make today. It's got a few different elements in there and a little tip with the splatter on the background that I'm going to show you today, and that is using the Petal palette suite, and this is the Petal palette stamp set. It comes in 2 cases. Alright, so you've got lots of lovely images here. You've got a couple of flower images, leaves, another little flower, the sweet little bird, and then you've got lots and lots of sentiments as well. So you've got 15 stamps in that stamp set, so lots and lots of things that you can create with. You can do your rose cards, you can do your bird cards, you can do leaf cards for the guys and all sorts of things, and there's lots of different sentiments for different occasions, so it really is a great purchase to grab. Alright, there's also, coordinating with this in the bundle, is the Petals and More Thinlet dies. Now you get 10 dies in this set. Comes in a bundle, so you can save 10% when you purchase them together. You've got these 2 little flowers that there isn't in the stamps. You've got these leaves here. You've got your birds. You've got cutouts for your flower pieces, the little frame there to go down. Plus there's one more piece in there which does this bit here. Now I've cut that out already out of the gold foil. So what I wanted to show you was, when you cut this out, if you run it through your Big Shot a couple of times, right, these are one of our stamp cases, alright, and this is our foam mat that comes with our die brush. Okay, so, and it fits perfectly inside there, so you can keep it nice and neat. If it gets too squished, it may not sort of cut or push the pieces out too well, and when it starts to wear on one side, you just flip it over and use the other side. It's all good. Alright, so just using your die brush, leave your die on top and just roll that over the top, and it will push all those pieces out of where they're not supposed to be, and your piece will just fall out as well. So that is the die brush, and then that is ready to just go away in my die box. So I've got an A5 piece of Very Vanilla, which I'm just going to fold in half to create my card base. Bone folder, so it has a nice crisp fold on it. Okay, so that can go aside now. Now on the original card that I did, I've done a sweet sugar plum panel there. Today's card I'm going to use fresh fig. So something a little bit, it's still the same sort of tones, but just a little bit darker. We've got our doily here. Okay, now the doily, as you can see, is a different colour. Okay, these come in the white, and I'm going to actually brayer over the ink over the top of that, just to give it like the aged sort of look. So I'm just going to snip across like so. Now to give it that aged sort of look, we are going to grab our crumb cake ink pad and our sponge brayer, and I'm just going to brayer up some ink, and I'm just going to roll it over. Okay, so there you can see it's just gone a little darker. That just tones in with our card then. Now with that sponge brayer, before you put that away, you will have stamped your sentiment. Now I used From the Heart on this card, but I'm going to use Best Wishes on this one. Right, just use your sponge brayer. It's still got the ink on there, and just sweep it off around the edges. Instead of having to drag all your sponges out and stuff like that and use another item, just use your the ink that you've still got on your brayer. You don't want it to be too dark, you just want it to give a slight colouring to accentuate the edges. Okay, so there's that piece done. Those 3 can go together. Now with the bird, I'm going to stamp that up. Now I'm not sure that you can tell, there's like a slight shading around his stomach there and on his cheek, her cheek. Okay, so I'm just going to stamp my bird in the espresso so he stands out. Okay, and then I'm going to bring in my blender pen, and all I'm going to do is I'm just going to drag that colour in a bit. Not too much, because if you do too much with the blender pen, it'll start peeling the cardstock. Okay. So that just accentuates his tummy and gives him the dimension, gives him the round tummy and everything like that. So he's really, really cute. Done him, and look, here's one I cut out already. Okay, so my bird is done. Okay, what we need to do next are our leaves. So just to have it soft, not too in your face, just sort of subtle in the background, we're going to use the Sahara Sand ink. Do one off to the right, upwards. Don't worry about the end of your leaves, because it's going to be covered by doilies and whatnot. And then I'm just going to do one down to the left. Got that, like that. So there is the base of your card. Now before we assemble it all together, I've got that splatter on the background. So to get that effect, what we need is our fresh fig marker. Alright, and just the brush tip end. When I did this in class, the girls were worried that it was going to ruin my marker. I'm not doing too much of the background, not doing this too often, so it'll be fine. Right, and you don't sort of do it really, really hard. You just do enough to get the splatter happening. See? Like that. Get some in the corner, down the bottom, there, okay, down this corner here, there we go. So that's all I'm doing. It's only like 4 or 5 flicks on that one. Now if you want to, you can add a secondary colour. I might put some sugar plum on that one as well, just to sort of give it a little bit of depth. So I'm just going to do a few of those. There we go. And that is it for the background. So that's another thing that you can just add to your background. That just adds just a little bit more texture, a little bit more. So now we can put our pieces together. So first of all, I'm going to stick down my doily. Okay, so I'll put that out there. I don't want to cover up too much of our leaves. Okay, next we're going to pop down our foil, I don't know, lattice or something you can call it, I suppose. Now what I did for this one was, I'm just putting little itty bitty dots. I'll show you in the camera shortly. Just where the loops sort of join. Okay, I'll pick that up and show you. Hopefully the camera will focus. So you can see there that just the itty bitty dots in the centers. Right, that's enough. That's all you need to pop this down. So I'm just going to do that over the top of my doily. Alright, you just need to hold that in place probably 5-10 seconds just for the glue to bond to the paper. And then I'm going to bring in my best wishes. Now I'm going to stick that straight down as well. Good. Onto dimensionals. Just more glue on that one. Try not to get it all over the place. And then that just goes down over like that. Now my little bird, I'm just going to get some of the mini dimensionals. These are really cool. Okay, my little bin, put my pieces in. Okay, and then he just sits over the edge there like that. Now the bow, this one here has the copper ribbon on it, but for this one I am going to use the rich raspberry. The rich raspberry is very close to the fresh fig, So this will just be a nice way to lift like the splatter in your background and also panel. Alright, it'll just bring your card all together. And so there's my little bow. Okay, and then we just need a glue dot to pop that on. Now we're just going to pop that there on the edge like that. Okay, so then this can then just go straight down onto my panel. Again, we're going to use the multi-purpose glue. Okay. So I'll just stick that down. Move it so it's centered. Come down a little bit. There we go. Okay, and then that just gets stuck onto our base card with dimensionals. Two more, so the card doesn't sink. Feel that backing's off. Oop, missed it. No, that one hasn't come back. Okay. So we're just going to pop this one onto our card base, just like border all the way around, and there is our card made. Okay, so that is today's card. The technique I wanted to share with you today was that splattering with your markers. So if you've got your markers, you can do them in any color to coordinate with whatever project that you are doing. So that's just another way to use your markers and to pretty up your cards. So thanks for stopping by today, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Okay, thanks, bye.